Welcome to the Mostly Traverse City podcast. I'm Julie Bronze.
And I'm Don Pichet.
Each episode, we introduce you to the real treasure of TC, its people.
You're invited to get to know the soul of Traverse City, one story at a time. Enjoy the latest episode of the Mostly Traverse City podcast. Welcome to the Mostly Traverse City podcast, and I am excited here to be having a conversation today with a fellow I think we met some time ago, a few years back, Jim Kalajian. Welcome to the Mostly Traverse City podcast.
Thanks. Yeah. Appreciate that.
We got a chance to chat a few weeks ago, how you got here. So why don't we talk about that? You know, just tell a little bit about yourself and maybe how you ended up in Traverse City.
Sure. Grew up downstate, Farmington Hills. Went to Michigan State, moved away from Michigan, did some consulting. As a kid, we always vacationed either on the east side or the west side of northern Michigan. Just always loved it. And then as I was preparing to leave college, my parents bought a vacation. They bought a home, and they were late in their career. And my dad and mom retired here. So that was 91. And I wrote down a little plan in 1991 of how I was going to move to Traverse City.
No kidding.
Wrote up the work plan, move mail, all the steps. And I just put it in a folder. And then fast forward 15 years later, and I meet my wife, soon to be wife. We get married downstate, and I was about 30 years old, 31, and we were going to start a family. And so we decided, where do we want to raise our kids in Metro Detroit, or we spent a lot of weekends driving to Traverse City over and over and over and over again. So we're like, well, why are we doing this? So I quit my job, and we packed up our stuff, left a condo in Birmingham, moved in with my parents, started looking for jobs and looking for a house because my wife wasn't going to be there her lifetime in my parents' home. And she happened to get a quick spot at the Record Eagle as a Benzie County beat reporter.
Okay.
And it took me a couple months, and then just cold calling people and networking and going out to breakfast, lunch, coffee, whatever, with anybody who would talk to me and kind of gave them my story and what I was looking to try and do and why we were here, and connected with a gentleman who needed my skills, kind of dovetailed in with his skill set, and he took a chance on me, and that was 26 years ago, and I'm still there.
And that's
Jenkins Group.
Jenkins Group, Jerry Jenkins.
That was Jerry Jenkins.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Little book publishing enterprise.
And so I would say that that little enterprise is kind of a bit of a hidden gem here in Traverse City.
Not a lot of people know of us.
Not a lot of people know, but like it's kind of a cool, vibrant little business going here.
It is. It's really a two-part business. There's what we call custom book publishing. So we write, design, manufacture any kind of book that anyone can think of. We've written children's books and illustrated them all the way to corporate anniversary for Archer Daniels Midland. Did the writing, did all the design. Yeah. So we're all over the place with our range of what we do.
Yeah, and that's probably not that common anymore, right? It gets kind of pigeonholed.
And we've always been in a freelance gig worker type model. So we have a core group of people, and then when we need a writer who can specialize in finance,
where they live.
We have those people.
Yeah.
So we've sort of leveraged distributed workforce really since I've been here. That was, and so when COVID.
So you have a lot of different. That requires for you to have a lot of different skill sets and talents, and you got to be kind of like a jack of all trades.
I'm a total jack of all trades. Yeah, it's exactly what I am. Yeah, so I call myself the hub of the wheel. So if there's problems anywhere, they all come to me for solutions.
So my next question, and I think you may have answered it, but like when we talk about what you bring to this community, your kind of, Jim's superpower is probably that I guess you would probably call it, well, I don't know, I'm not going to label it for you, but I would say that's being kind of a visionary, like being able to kind of see the big picture.
Yeah, it's picking a point, and I had this lesson taught to me when I was back working for Accenture in my consulting career prior to moving here, and I've gotten good at it, was never very good at it. I'm a very linear person, but what I've gotten much better at is stuck in the middle of something. My job is to figure out what quadrant of the circle of solutions makes sense.
Yeah.
Pick a spot and start moving, and then zigzag my way. And you might not end up on that spot. It might be, instead of 2:00, you're at 3:00.
You mean it's not linear?
Well, and I'm a linear guy.
Oh, yeah,
and you
of course
talk to
we
my
are.
wife,
We're guys.
and she'll tell you, geez, God, can't you ever be, I want A to Z, and we don't skip steps, we don't change things, and it's. I've learned that that's totally unnecessary, and so, I've been able to take kind of my superpower, I guess, is take a situation, make some sense out of chaos, create a plan of action, and then move and execute, and then modify the plan as you go until you get to somewhere where you think you were trying
That's
to go.
right there. That's worth everything you're paying for to watch this podcast right now. That's gold right there.
Well,
I mean,
it's not my idea.
No, it's not your idea, but it's
a-
the way you articulate it through
Yeah.
your experiences
Yeah.
makes it very personal, and that will relate to somebody.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Reading it out of a textbook written by a guy that's never lived it,
Yeah.
never done it,
Right.
doesn't have the same
Right.
impact
Right.
as life stories, and that's one of the reasons we do this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is to kind of let's put what real life stories into these principles that we all know about, but we don't really know how to touch them.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. And
well, it's great. And you plugged in. I think we talked a little bit about you gotten involved with Mount Holiday. You've gotten involved. Yeah, talk a little bit about some of the things that I guess this would be. The things you love about Traverse City are the things you're involved in.
I am.
Yeah.
And my personal and family passions. So we're a big outdoor family. We just built a new house, and one of the rooms that took majority of our focus was where we store all our gear. Footwear, outerwear, skiing, biking, golfing, hunting.
Yeah. We need to call that, like, the builders should be coming up with some ideas. This is a Traverse City room.
We call it the ante room.
The ante room? Ante room.
Ante. A-N-T-E.
Oh, okay.
Look it up. You'll learn a new word. So our passions really, and things we did to get plugged into Traverse City have everything to do with the things that we like to do.
Yeah.
So my wife and I loved to mountain bike. We were riding once a week with some friends. We'd go out, ride for an hour, come back, have dinner at somebody's house, beers, dinner. And one guy came up with we should call ourselves something.
Yeah.
Well, and then another guy came up with, how about Mud, Sweat, and Beer's mountain bike team? We're like, okay.
Yeah.
So that went on for a couple years, and then we started looking at the Iceman's success, and how incredible that was, that race and the event and the whole thing. And we said, well, why doesn't anybody do that in the spring? There's no race in Traverse City in the spring. None. And we're like, well, why don't we try and do that?
Yeah.
And we didn't have any idea what we were doing. not one of us had ever promoted a race, run a race. We were all sort of mid-level riders, sort of sport guys that just ride for really offsetting the beer and food after the race. That's really what
kind of like doing. Why we golf. You know?
And so we sat down, and a couple of us got in a room and said, well, what do we need to do? And that's sort of that, okay, let's make a plan and let's put a website up and let's see if somebody starts registering. And they started registering, and then we sort of, now we're stuck. Now we've got a race. That was in January. We started, the race was first Saturday of May. So we had 4 months from zero to start this race. And thankfully, another local great guy, Steve Brown, who runs Iceman, we called him, and I said, Steve, this is what we're doing, and we want to give the money to Mount Holiday. And he's like, great. You can use everything I have. All my trailers, all my signs, everything
Yeah.
I have is all yours. Whatever you
that's
want,
awesome.
you come get.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's cool. We've been to that race for watching our little local legend, Kyan.
Oh, yeah.
And Buzz, he's doing. I mean,
Yeah.
when you look at this, you think about
Yeah.
what that's
Yeah.
done for the confidence and support of that kid
lot of
and
ki-
the
and a lot of
people that
kids.
just came around that young guy.
Yeah.
And now he's in that.
Yeah,
He's in that
he's in
big
that series.
tour thing,
Yeah.
or whatever it
Yeah.
is, the
Yeah.
Lifetime
Yeah.
series. So it's
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And like. Crazy things happen when we sit around with some people, have a little
Sit
social
around
time,
and take some
have a cold
rest.
beer,
Yeah.
and not take ourselves so damn seriously all
right.
the time.
You're right. And then
And how do we make life better for us and the people around us?
right.
Yeah.
And it's
that's
been
magic.
That's been an incredible journey. This is year 16, so I'm not in the lead anymore. My wife and I stepped one step back.
Yeah.
And the director at Mount Holiday has taken over the reins, and
So they
he's
basically own that thing now.
they own it now.
Yeah,
we
that's
were getting
awesome.
tired physically, and
trust me.
it was it was time to get the new creative thought back into it. And he's just he's phenomenal. He's a bike guy. He's an event guy.
Yeah.
He's a
that's
holiday guy. It's like that perfect.
I think my involvement with the curling club. I think that we, while we love the idea of we've got something to do all winter. I played last night was my league night, and it's great fun. We have a good time. The reality is that the events that we can do there at that club are the things that really make that thing go. But
It's a lot of work.
that's a lot of work, and
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
And if you start losing
mojo,
a little bit of passion,
then
then it
gets
really looks like a lot of work.
Yeah. And I think the cool thing about the people that are here in Traverse City is, they choose to be here and they choose to create opportunities, not just for themselves, but for the whole community to enjoy. And obviously, Mount Holiday has had its little challenges and ups and downs over the years.
Tons of them.
It's still, we go up, but I spent more time up there going in the sauna, sitting out in the parking lot. But, it's just a vibrant place where families and kids and, it's just life happening, and it's right in
It's
the
one of the
neighborhood.
few places that you can, you have a 10-year-old or 11-year-old, and you can literally drop them off
Yeah.
and come back
Yeah.
in
Well,
8
I'll
hours.
be back in yeah.
And they're fine. And they're learning life skills.
Yeah.
They're not being hovered over. There's some guardrails.
Right.
But
Yeah.
kids, I grew up in the 70s, and our parents didn't know where we were.
Right.
We were just doing stuff.
Yeah.
And learning
That's
lessons.
neat.
A lot of
Good
good
for
ones.
you. Good for you.
Yeah.
And you mentioned too, you got a newer passion. You kind of got involved.
Yes, I have gone down the rabbit hole of the Hickory golf world.
Yeah,
So I've been
interesting.
playing golf since I was 12. I learned as a caddy in Franklin Hills Country Club was
yeah.
where I started. Old beautiful Donald Ross course.
Yeah.
Played that forever. Was there 7 years and sort of got the bug and played high school and tried to walk on at Michigan State and played some state tournaments and it's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And my wife has never been a golfer. Patience isn't her strong suit. So she's a really good athlete, but never really wanted to slow it down
Yeah.
to play golf. But we decided to play Elk Rapids with another couple.
Yeah.
A good girlfriend of ours, or hers and her husband, and they were very good friends in college. So Becky's known this woman for 30 years.
Yeah.
And we're playing Elk Rapids. She's like, I really like this. Because we were a member at the resort for many years.
Yeah.
And she just never really gelled with her. She'd ride around on the cart with me in the evening and read a book
Yeah.
and have a cocktail.
Yeah.
That was her.
Yeah.
But then she got over Elk Rapids. She goes, well, I'm not as intimidated.
Yeah.
And so I think I'd like to play here more.
Yeah.
So as a fairly accomplished player, Elk Rapids, I love the little course, but
Right. Yeah.
You could hit it all over the park,
Yeah.
and it's short.
Yeah.
So I said, well, this is a place that
Oh,
Hickory
yeah.
clubs would be
That'll-
great.
that'll
And she
tighten it
said,
up a little.
well, what do you mean? I go, well, there's some group of these oddball guys. They play with these 100-year-old sets of equipment.
Yeah.
And it's just a totally different way to approach golf. And so, in my wife's wonderful directness, said, well, are you going to talk about it or are you going to do something about it?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the next
The
weekend,
challenge.
I drove up to Belvedere where they have a big
Yeah,
tournament.
they do,
I
yeah.
met a few of the guys. I started looking at clubs. They have like a swap. So I came back with a set of, I spent 2 hours hand picking out all these. I bought 7 clubs, and
Yeah.
now I love it. I can't wait to play. It's
Hopefully it's going to,
working on
at
the
the
clubs
beginning of
and-
April here, and it just doesn't look like last April.
Right. No. Last April we were playing.
Yeah,
Now,
this is...
but it's an off-season fun
Yeah.
thing too. So I kind of was struggling finding other guys in town who played, and so I decided to start this association. Just pick a name, make an association, register the thing, and put a website up.
Yeah.
And then I ran a bike race. How hard could a golf tournament be? I've done that before. I've run them as part of the country club
Right.
staff. So I'm like, well, why don't we do a Hickory tournament? And Walter Hagen retired here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's base it on Walter Hagen, and we kicked that off last fall. So,
No kidding.
Yeah, had 20 some guys come, and men and women, and play, and
All right. So
great.
that's it. In the show notes, and we'll put some links in there, right? So
Yeah,
people
yeah,
can
yeah.
that sounds
They
like
can-
fun.
you
I
know,
love
and-
playing that thing. I think I did it once or twice with that
yeah,
little
and there's a
Hickory thing.
barrier, right? It's like, well, where do I get the equipment?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go buy a bunch
Right.
of old clubs. I don't know if so. We have loaners.
Gotcha.
So I have sets, a couple sets that
Yeah.
people want to play. I met a guy last summer who was up from downstate, and I met him at Elk Rapids. He goes, "Those are kind of cool." I go, "Well, why don't I'll give you a set. I'll put a set outside my house. Come
Right.
pick it up and go play for the weekend." And I
He's
don't.
all in.
I don't even know his name. But he's in. He's like, I'm on board. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
and if he breaks it, it's kind of cool because then that gives me a project to do.
Yeah.
Then
So
put it
you're
back
fixing
together.
them up now and doing that kind of
absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get the,
I think, yeah.
Then you're
Well,
shot
you know
down.
Howard. You probably know Howard Vogel, and Howard's
Howard
been
Vogel
doing that
very
for a
well.
long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Yep.
And he's always tinkering with something. Doesn't matter if
yeah.
it's an old club or a new club.
No,
he's still
no,
tinkering
he
with it.
makes old ones look new
Yeah.
and new ones look old. Yeah.
Well, the question I was going to ask is, if someone were new to Traverse City, how would you suggest they plug in? You got 2 good options there: the Hickory stick golf thing, the cycling.
There's just so many groups and pockets. You want to find your passion, whether it's trout fishing. Your brother.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
You can
guys
get
who will
lost in that.
fish 12 months a year,
Yeah.
all weather, all day, all night.
Yeah,
And there's cyclists, mountain bike scene is huge, cross country skiing. Those tend to overlap because you can't ride your mountain bike typically in the winter, but
Right.
a lot of those same people are cross country
Right.
skiers. So once you start, and there's rides, there's scheduled and organized rides through bike shops, and you just got to show up and be willing to have some fun.
Yeah.
And you might get stuck in a group that's slower than you want to ride. Then you say, hey, is there a quicker team? Is there a quicker? I promise you, there's every level of riding group.
there's something for everybody. Yeah,
There's tons of fishermen. There's bird hunter groups. There's bird dog training groups.
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
thing I love is
No
bird
kidding.
hunting, and you want to go down that rabbit hole. I get texts from guys with their dogs on point. Last week, pointing a woodcock.
Yeah. Yeah.
out on the peninsula.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just there's
here we
lots of
go.
those pockets. Yeah.
Well, this is, I'll tell you, it's, you're exactly why we do this podcast, why Julie and I have committed to this thing, which, somebody said, you're doing that for a year. What are you doing that for? It's I meet the most amazing people and their stories. And well, you're in the story business.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not going away. That's how people learn. They learn through stories,
right.
And if
Yep.
we don't tell stories, then we don't grow.
Right.
And I appreciate you sharing this, your stories and your creation stories and your creativity stories, because that's what enriches our culture. That's what makes this place this special place that it is. Yeah. So, the last question. We call this the local lowdown.
Local lowdown.
I'm going to give you 3 questions.
Okay.
Rapid fire. Favorite restaurant?
Stella.
Hidden gem. Trail, beach, park, lake, golf course. What's your hidden gem?
I think the Pyramid Point hike is one of mine.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Look it up. Look it up. Okay, last one. Local business you think everybody should know about and support.
I would say, I've got a lot of history there, but I would say everybody needs to know about Little Mount Holiday.
Yeah.
If you're not a downhill skier, if you're a trivia player, they've got great trivia. They have fun events. They just did an Easter egg roll. That's where they base the mountain bike race. Yeah. There's something going on there 12 months a year. Yeah. They've got the sauna stuff going on and outside.
It's kind of cool because you can sort of feel this, like the energy in there is like, it's just not okay to be a ski place.
No.
That's not okay. And
no.
I saw more of that happening. Yeah, that's Mount Holiday is a great one.
And it's got a great little bar, restaurant, and because there's not a ton of traffic other than the people who live in Holiday Hills.
Right,
it
it's
sort
not
of gets overlooked.
Yeah.
But you drive by there on a middle July. Their beer garden is wonderful.
Yeah.
Deck in the back. You're overlooking a ski hill, and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
You go a mile down toward the water, and
you can't
it's
even
insane.
find a parking spot.
Right.
Yeah.
They have a huge parking spot. And it's great for recreating.
Well, I'll tell you what else is great there, in my experience, and I can't remember the chef's name there, but those nachos at Mount Holiday are. Yeah,
he's legit.
That is one of the
talented.
That is by far the best nachos I've ever had in my life.
Very talented cook.
Sometimes I dream about them.
Yeah.
But that's another another episode. We'll get the shrink in here one day. We'll talk to him.
Yeah.
Hey, what does it mean when I dream about nachos?
And right brain beer. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, listen, I speak for Julie, myself. Welcome to our community. I'm not welcome. You guys have been here a long time, but your story's great. We got a chance to connect a few weeks ago, and it's like, God, how do I not do more? So how do we not have these people in our lives more? And the only way to change that is to say, hey, let's get connected. Let's talk about your story, and let's find ways that we can do that. So that's the mission of the Mostly Traverse City podcast, and we're growing community by sharing stories. Yeah. So thanks for sharing yours.
You bet. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
And we look forward to seeing you. You see Jim around here in town, say hi to him. Saw you on the Mostly Traverse City podcast, and we'll see you next time for the Mostly Traverse City podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mostly Traverse City podcast. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and keep living your own kind of magic.